Ahoy, ahoy, and welcome back to my channel. Or if this is your first time watching, welcome. And today we're going to take a look at the various CD and well, the optical media editions of A Hard Day's Night, at least the ones that I have. And before you ask, no, there is no super deluxe edition just yet. As for during the time this is recorded, so we're just going to take a look at the ones that we already have. So we're gonna start with how it. Well, first off, I do not have the U.S. edition because I don't have the box set just yet. But just a quick look. This is the hardcover book from the Box of Vision, which I should have opened to the right page, but I did not. So I'm just leafing through the pages here until I find the one that's appropriate. Yeah. Just leaving through these are the capital. Okay, here we go. So the LP, the US LP looked like this. Actually, it's very one of the US LPs that I actually liked the cover as much as the original. And this is not Capitol. This is United Artists. That's why this wasn't included in the original Capitol albums box set CD box set, but it was in the US albums, which I currently do not have, but will have eventually. I'm just holding out for a good deal. I mean, it's been out like a decade ago, and that the prices haven't gone down, or I haven't found a good deal or whatever. So anyway, yeah, the UK, we're gonna focus on the UK stuff album, which is this is what it would have looked like when on LP. So this is the mono edition. You got the gray. A lot of the modern editions kind of got that over contrasted background with instead of gray background, that's white. This a lot of these pictures are on full size at on Robert Freeman's. No, it wasn't Robert Freeman, was it? It is Robert Freeman. Yeah, Robert Freeman's book, photo book. Okay, so that's the back right there with the blurb, and it's kind of staple of UK albums to have these unlaminated back and laminated front right there. See, glossy, and flip back right here. So the UK LP would have had the manufactured by in here, which would have been either Garrett and Lofthouse or Ernst J. Day, depending on where you buy it. Although this rounded edge here indicates this was copied from a Garrett and Lofthouse print. So there it is, and arranged in columns. This is important. Arranged in columns, and the text is right there. So you got this side 1 track listing here separate. Side 2, these are not the movie songs. Yeah, so far so good. I mean, it came with a standard white paper sleeve and a Parlophone label, the yellow and black Parlophone label, which became the standard for all Beatles album releases until Sgt. Pepper. So first we're going to take a look at the first CD release. This was, I just recently acquired this, so I haven't actually cleaned the case just yet. So it's, there you go. This so you have the Apple Records logo right there, which means this was pressed in 1992 at the earliest. And so it's just a standard one color print on the disc, no substrate, and yeah. Now the cover. Oh yeah, the tray card is just that, a track listing and the barcode. Standard stuff for the time. I mean, all the CD track lists were always had this number enclosed in a square. I assume it's because the CD players of the time, and we had one of those before in the family. Then the track numbers had their own LEDs that blink. Or was it LCD? Yeah, whatever they used those days. That it blinks when it's playing. So that's the cover. It's still the print quality is pretty good. Actually, I like it. I like it a lot better than the 2009. That's for sure. And then they just spread all the. Let me just put this here so you can see the, the elements. They spread everything across. The single what could have been spread in 2 panels, they spread it across 6 or 7, right there. So, 6. Yeah, forgot. So here we go. Songs from the film. That's from there. And then you got the track listing as well. And then the write-up. It might not be apparent on camera, but man, the fonts are pretty big, and they could have used some. I don't know. I'm also uncomfortable when the trim is super close to the top instead of. They could have shrunk it a little bit just to give it a nice border. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if somewhere out there are copies that had maybe the first lines trimmed. I don't know, but so far for 1987 onwards, this edition is the de facto version of A Hard Day's Night. Not sure if Capitol. I don't think Capitol released the soundtrack version on CD, but no, wait, Capitol didn't. I don't think Capitol owned it at the time. Which, okay, so now that brings us to the 2009 and still the latest edition, CD edition of the album. So standard 2009 packaging style with a stripe right there, and the pictures. Let me just put this back. These were released at the same time, so yeah, the photos. The photos here were trimmed a little bit differently. I mean, of course, these are cropped. Like the original, but they probably had the original negatives, or at least good better scan. So as you can see, you get more of the areas around them. So sleeve, of course. There's the booklet, fold out, and the CD. And you can tell if it's a fake Beatles disc because it doesn't have that underprint. See that this side is also printed the underside. So if this is fake, that would have been just plain white. Yeah, there we go. And then we are just going to take a look now at the Criterion edition Blu-ray. Hard Day's Night has been released in various formats over the years. You've got the on VHS, and it has various covers. The movie poster cover. You've got and then at some point the ownership was transferred to was transferred to Miramax, I believe, or at least the distribution rights were transferred to Miramax, and they released this die-cut slipcase that is reminiscent of the Let It Be Super Deluxe Edition. Got that die-cut picture, and then DVDs were really. I love that era. Especially Miramax having these really premium packaging, like the Pulp Fiction DVD, for example. That's super nice packaging. I still have mine. It's just the storage. And then at some point, the distribution rights were transferred to the Criterion Collection, which of course is known for curating this collection of sort of for film collectors. There's a kind of prestige when you're or not film collectors, but for movies in general, if there's some kind of prestige when your film is a part of the Criterion Collection, because they make really nice packaging. They really do good restoration. I mean, if you haven't seen Seven Samurai Criterion Collection, you should. That's great. I mean, black and white films in particular are very tricky to restore because do it the wrong. You apply too much correction to it, and it kills the contrast. But at the same time, you have to make sure that it doesn't look like what happened to Peter Jackson's Get Back film. It shouldn't be like that. So anyway, this is the latest, or rather second to latest, because there is now a 4K version of this package. It's the exact same packaging design, but it's in 4K, and a second disc that contains a 1080p version, which is included here. So, taking it out, that's the slipcase right there. There's just even some art inside that a lot of people probably won't see, and there's even underprint right there. Other manufacturers would just leave that black or blank. So yeah, lots of features are listed right there, and that's the container. So it's a digipack, a Blu-ray digipack that has contains a square bound book, and at the left side is the DVD edition. So on the first disc is the film content. The second is the special features. All the content of these two discs is in here. So it's just it's not like you're missing out on one when you get the other. Okay, it's kind of difficult to get these out. I always have this great fear of breaking the disc because of these types of cases where it's too shallow. So yeah, this is the Blu-ray right there. So that contains everything that's in here, but in HD. Yeah, or if you want it 4K. So far, this is the only 4K Beatles film that's ever been released. So I'm still hoping when they do that would help. And you're probably wondering why this is not released under Apple, and the reason is because of ownership. I off the top of my head, I can remember who owns the rights to the film, but it's not. Yeah, it's not fully owned by Apple Core. So, they didn't have the Apple. This is the only Beatles film that doesn't have the Apple, branding on it. So this is the hype sticker that came with the disc. I just put it here, and it's lots of write-ups. Cast, crew. This is a great read, by the way. I mean, normally with these supplemental material in home media, they don't usually. It's just usually photo books or maybe an introduction or whatever. But these are actually a great read, and I like this because this is you actually get to see that field sequence in color. And that's the scene with Ringo dancing at a party. Paul behind drums. I mean, funny thing is, you're a lot likely to find a picture of Paul sitting behind the drums in just every Beatles era there is. Whether it's the the touring years, or during the White Album sessions, or in the Abbey Road sessions. No, off the top of my head, I can remember there wasn't one from the Abbey Road sessions, but there are some from Let It Be, some from Sgt. Pepper, some from the White Album. There we go. And there's also a quick note about how the transfers, because there were some issues with remember they filmed the movie in 25 frames per second just to avoid the flickering parts in the when they were in the studio, and because if the British television has 25 frames per second, and if you film at the standard 24 frames, the screens would just flicker a lot. So, and of course they didn't have the option to green screen the whole thing and add the video in later. So what they did was they filmed it at 25 frames, and that caused the songs to sound slower. So the when you know when they played it back at in 24 frames. So that's why the songs in the movie is slower, and they kind of just made it fit. I mean, a lot of the audio is restored in this edition, which if you can watch it in uh, a nice home theater with a surround system, do it. It's worth it, really. It's you know, I mean, a lot. I know at least a couple of people who would prefer to watch it in the original stereo mix, which is included here, and even there's even the mono version, as you can see. But really, if you can watch it in surround, it's awesome. You know. So that is our look at the various optical media editions of A Hard Day's Night so far. Of course, if there's a super deluxe edition, we're gonna get it. We're gonna do it. Might do another video. I don't know. Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. Or maybe just do one for the super deluxe edition itself. But highly likely that by the time it's out, a lot of people have already done it anyway. So, in the meantime, well, thanks for watching, and do stick around. I have a few more videos lined up for the rest of the year. So stick around, give this video a like, subscribe. Every little bit helps. And until the next time, be good.